What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Below Average Podcast. Long time no see. 2 weeks. Took last week off because I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes of what happens here in our group. I send a text the morning of the day we're supposed to do it, which has been Wednesdays recently. And if I don't get a text back from Ross, that means we're not doing it. And Wednesday, I did not get a text back from Ross, so we didn't do it.
Well, you see,
And then he proceeds to tell me that he was waiting on a text from me. Like I don't text every single week.
nah, that's not true whatsoever. Don't let Briss cap on my name like that. The dude, he does. I'll give him that. He does text, daily. But I'm expecting he should expect it's me. I'm probably asleep, whatever. Long days, long school days. He didn't hit me with a follow-up text. Normally calls, dude. So I just expected we weren't doing it. And to put it on Jax, he did also text the group chat, and Jax did also not answer. So I'm not. Can't put all the blame on me.
No, because I let him know that I was available at a certain time.
Jax said he was off work at 5 o'clock. So
he knew what was going on.
We were going to be good. And I
don't believe that. I believe what he said was it might have to be a little later because he did have work. We never confirmed the time on that, and I think
I confirmed that I'd be off at 5
o'clock. So which meant he would be home.
Yeah, this is
your. That also meant when he got off work, you'd probably go take a nap and then come back on mic looking like an absolute.
That's you do that. You do that. Also,
I do.
We were supposed to start tonight at 6:30.
And it's 8:05.
Y'all want to know what time it is? 8:05. Okay.
Well, I had some technical.
Me and Bri have been in the chat for 2 hours waiting on this dude.
Yeah,
I've been buying Shrek posters, chilling.
Yeah. Jack's been buying Shrek lights.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, Shrek memorabilia for his room. So, a couple weeks there will be Shrek appearances on the pod. Just letting y'all know that.
Shrek. You'll be seeing him.
So that's a little look into our lives. If Ross doesn't answer a text, we don't have a pod. Simple as that. But since it's been forever ago, we haven't got to talk about OSU doing what OSU does best. Losing big games. Yeah. Losing big games and looking bad while doing it.
I'm not going to lie. I thought, maybe missing a week, we could kind of bypass that. But
not really.
The funny thing is, Briss is throwing shade right here to us Pokes fans because, we lost, which is, like he said, what we normally do. But the dude didn't finish his bet. I mean, we did have a massive bet going.
We still haven't seen this dude.
Gear. I need some gear.
Ross, that's a typical gunner for you.
Ross, you're supposed to be supplying it. You've got the gear.
I don't think that was in the. I don't think that was in the bet.
That wasn't in the bet, my brother.
That wasn't. There was no details of me.
You've got to apply it. Yeah, you've got to supply it. So, what did y'all actually think, though? I mean, I know you probably wanted to jump in a ditch and get hit by a car.
That was probably. Well, okay. I'll give you a little backstory on this. The same day that we lose to OSU, I had to drive an hour and a half to go fix Jax's flat tire on the same night. So it was just a bad tire on the.
Well, how do you think I felt, my brother? I left my dad's game. Little insight on my day, how bad it was. I leave my dad's game, my dad's house, watching the game with him, about to cry. I'm walking out the door, and my dad's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yes," but I really wasn't all right. I wanted to get hit by a semi. And
didn't he ask you if you were okay to drive?
Yeah, he asked me if I was okay to drive, which I probably wasn't. I was, here and there going down I-40. I was contemplating driving off the side of the road. I can't lie. But get about halfway down the road, boom, tire blows out. I was like, yeah, that's the kind of day it is. You can't do nothing but smile on those, when that stuff happens.
Smile through the pain.
Smile through the pain.
And they sent Ross and our boy V, who have never changed a tire in their life. And me and Ross's mom, or her boyfriend, was trying to show Ross and V how to change a tire. And they couldn't pay attention because they just kept laughing when he said nuts.
Yeah, the dude kept on using the term nuts. And if me and V, that's you can't just be saying that, just using it, not think we're going to laugh. Pretty immature at that stuff.
So they had to watch YouTube videos the whole way there.
We V on the way. I was driving, and being a safe driver I am, I wasn't on my phone, so I had him load up some YouTube videos on how to change a tire. Wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. We got there, we winged it, we got it done. It is what it is.
And Ross took a photo shoot on the outside of the car.
Yeah, that was V. But I did take a couple flicks for the gram.
Hashtag man moment.
Bags.
No, not really. But I mean, honestly, in that game, though, the defense to me felt like they did everything they could do.
Yeah.
They just I mean, didn't Spencer throw 3 picks, 4 picks?
Four picks.
yeah.
Four picks. Yeah. And he didn't play good. I think at one point he had thrown 4 picks and he was like 13 for 28 with 105 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, he did nothing until really the last drive. He looked all right, drove down, OSU. Like in the script, it says we lost by an inch to Baylor, which we did. Very heartbreaking. It's a super heartbreaking way to lose.
Well, man, just to me, the offense, they had 7 plays from inside a foot. I mean, they had, they had
and they
one,
couldn't get in the
like,
end zone.
What was it? The third to last possession of the game? My
thing is if you're an OC, I don't know who's calling the plays because we've said here and there, we said it's Gundy, we said it's done. We don't really know who's calling the plays, but you have to have a play to get in from the one. You just have to. You have to have a play. I mean, just have a trick, Philly special, Superman, hand it to your running back, have him jump over the pile. QB sneak. Why not run something? You should have something from the one. You should
quarterback sneak. I mean, the Bush push is legal now. Like just put
a hog in there at fullback. Yeah. Well, me and my dad were saying, so they bring Tyler Lacey in, and OSU fans know who Tyler Lacey is.
I know who he is.
If you're a college football fan, if you're into, who he is. Big defensive lineman, one of our better defensive linemen, probably 6'5", 290. We bring him in at fullback, right? And me and Dad are thinking, hey, maybe they're going to run quarterback power or something. Tyler Lacey get behind Spencer and just push him in the end zone. But no, they run play action rollout. They release Tyler Lacey, who plays D end, plays defensive end, and Spencer Sanders tries to throw a crossbody jump ball fade to him in the back of the end zone.
When I seen that, I was like, "Who called this? Who called this play?"
Yeah.
And the thing is it's supposed to get a guy wide open, and he was triple covered.
Yeah, he was triple covered, and he still threw it to him. He's like, he thought Lacey was Moss. Basically, thought he had the Moss activated on the Madden. Just throw this one up.
Superstar X Factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought the play calling on that, 7 plays really was pitiful. I mean, how do you not just put at least once, put them under center and just sneak it? I mean, it's simple as that. It's a guaranteed yard. It should be anyway. Or, I get it. I don't know what was up in it. I was debating the whole game. What was up with Jalen Warren? I know he had a lower leg injury, but for the last play, put him in.
That's what I was saying too.
Put him in. One play.
He must have been. He didn't walk much up and down the sideline. It seemed like he pretty much stayed pretty stationary, but he must have had a true gimp or something. Like
my thing though is because he played against OU though, and he looked fine to me against OU.
Yeah, you could tell he was hurting because he took some snaps off. He would come in. He was pretty much just a first and second down back, and somebody else coming for third down. But typical OSU running the halfback toss on 4th and goal from the 1. Halfback toss. Or was it? It was a toss, correct?
No, it was inside zone, but he bounced it outside zone.
Yeah, we run.
Whenever he bounced it, though, I was like,
I thought he had it.
I thought he was gonna get in,
and then it had about 40 speed. If
J-Dub gets in there,
Well, I was telling Daly this, like, he should have just tried to go through that guy. He should have tried to get to the pylon. He should have just because most likely that guy, when he's tackling him, is going to throw him into the end zone. He's going to have to pull him back. He's not going to stick him. He's not going to stick him at the 1. He's going to just
slip off of him. Yeah, if you're going full speed, at a directional angle, you put a foot in the ground and just he may run by you. You never know.
But he's not. It was a safety, correct? Or a corner? I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't a linebacker.
No.
So he wasn't going to stick him at the 1, just pop him right there down at the 1. He was probably going to go through him. And that was what I thought. I was like, because I was truly cheering. I wanted Oklahoma State to get in and just, I don't know, diving for the pylon. And it was so sad to see in slow motion how, he came literally.
It was heartbreaking. It was literally heartbreaking. It was probably one of the most heartbreaking sports moments the most heartbreaking sports moment I've ever experienced.
And the thing was, y'all shouldn't have deserved to win, like to even be.
No, we played terrible.
You shouldn't have deserved to win.
Terrible. But I mean, all of if you think about it, break down the game. All of their scores are inside the 50. They scored once from the 47. They scored once from 32 and once from the 11. Outside of that, when they had to go the full length of the field, they couldn't. And especially in the second half, OSU's defense absolutely determined.
Well, the first half, what was the quarterback's name? I can't remember his name right now.
Shaper.
Shapen.
I think it's
Shapen. Yeah, Blake Shapen. He was 17 for 17 at one point.
Yeah,
I know it was like check down Charlie, but I mean,
So that's how you beat OSU. Is you check down Charlie.
Doing what he should have. But then the second half, they even took that away. But like we said, it wouldn't have mattered. Like it makes it feel better for you guys because it wouldn't have mattered. They wouldn't have got in anyway.
That is true.
I mean, they probably would have made
Big
more of a
12
discussion with Cincinnati. It probably would have been, a discussion, but I think Cincinnati probably still would have got in. But I mean, Ross, what were you about to say?
Yeah, I got another thing that really made me mad, and I kind of called it on the pod. In the pregame interview, they asked Gundy, how it was like rallying the guys for the week up, and he said, he literally said the dudes weren't ready. Like he said, he said they were still kind of hungover of the OU week. He said that they didn't really focus in until Tuesday, Wednesday. You can't do that on a Big 12 championship week. You got to come in, Saturday night, go do your thing. Sunday morning, you got to be prepared. You got to be ready to go to war on that next Saturday.
That's what Gundy was saying.
You can't go into that next week still thinking about that previous weekend of beating OU. You just can't. And that's the difference between, sad to see it, OSU and OU. OU wouldn't have cared if they would beat whoever because that's a winning culture. They know how to win and they know what to do. OSU was just, shoot, we beat OU. That we made our year. And, it's sad because I was kind of the same way because, we don't beat OU that much. But still, you got to be prepared to win the next week.
Yeah, he said, I didn't understand because I listened to that same pregame. He said his guys were more physically tired than after a normal week. I was like, I get if you're emotionally tired and mentally tired, you just beat your rival. But I mean, it's the same football game you played, the week before and 2 weeks before that. I mean, I don't get why they were so physically tired after. I mean, I get you beat your rival, but it's still a football game at the end of the day,
Yeah, that is true.
But really the only other game of the day it wasn't even really worth watching because it wasn't close, but the big one was Bama, Georgia. And
Everyone was off on this.
We were all off on this, but I mean, Alabama just torched them, lit them up. And
that they did.
I think it'll happen again. I mean, I don't.
Yeah. Bryce Young is what happened. I mean, he proved that he should have been Heisman in that game.
Oh yeah. And I think, Nick Saban, he just outcoached him 100%.
Oh yeah. 110%.
He just knew Alabama wasn't going to run it. And I think Georgia thought that Alabama was going to run it. And Bryce Young lit him up for 4+. He won the Heisman Trophy.
Me and Matt, shout out Matt. Me and Matt talked a lot about that game. He watched it. I didn't really get to watch it, but I watched the clips of it. And he made a good point saying, Georgia has defensively, they look like a Bama like a defensive Bama
years past.
Big, strong, physical. I mean, look at Jordan Davis. He's 6'7", 350 pounds. And Alabama, they took the old Big 12 approach. They threw it around on him, threw it around in space, made people tackle Jamison Williams one-on-one, make them tackle John Mechie in space. I mean, it's hard to do. And Bama just looked faster. It just looked like they were just faster. Jamison Williams especially outran everyone.
They did lose Mechie though.
Oh, did he?
Mechie tore his ACL.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
So but still, Jamison Williams.
I don't think it's going to matter. I think Jamison Williams Williams in the playoff game. He may have one of those Justin Jefferson type nights.
Yeah,
against
I think
OU.
he should have won
that game. That game against OU, he might. You know what I'm saying? Who ended? I didn't even watch the award show. Who won the Blitnikoff Award?
The Pitt receiver, that Addison kid won.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was also disrespect that Malcolm Rodriguez wasn't even a Butkus finalist.
Yeah, that shows you how much they know about that stuff.
The playoff teams, I know it's kind of anticlimactic because the four teams that were in it stayed in it. Michigan beat the brakes off of Iowa 42-3, and Cincy beat Houston bad. And so it ended up being Bama at 1, Michigan 2, Georgia at 3, and Cincy at 4. So that was I wish somebody would have lost so we'd have got, Oklahoma State or Notre Dame, something, rather than just what we had. But the big thing that's happened since those games was OU hired a head coach. Last time we talked OU, Lincoln Riley had just left. OU didn't have a head coach. They hired Brent Venables, which I thought was going to happen on that episode. They went out and got Jeff Lebby, Ole Miss's offensive coordinator, and they hired Ted Roof as defensive coordinator. I was telling Jax before the show started, I think Ted Roof is probably just an extension of Brent Venables, just kind of his arm. I don't think Venables wanted to get a defensive coordinator that had really his own mindset. I think he wanted his mindset, but for Roof to be able to call the plays on game days and him to really focus on just being the head coach. Y'all like the Venables hire? And Levy? Really Venables and Levy. I mean, Ted Roof, it's really, I mean, to me, it's doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter because Venables is the guy.
I mean, I thought the Stoops would have been best case scenario, but it's probably second best case scenario. I mean,
I think Venables is the best case scenario to lead us into the SEC.
Yeah.
I think that's
the only thing is, though, I mean, the question mark is he's never been a head coach, has he? He's never been a head coach.
No.
So, I mean, if you hired, I mean, he's a good candidate, obviously, but it's a little different being a head coach. You're running a program.
And he's been under two of the best of this century.
Yeah,
I mean, he was true. Under Stoops, and then he was under Swinney for 10 years. I mean, he's been at Clemson for a long time. Like, he sees what it takes to run a good program. So it's still different doing it on your own, but he's definitely seen what it takes to run that program.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. He's been around. I liked it. You know, I think, like Jack said, you know, I think Stoops could have continued onto next year, and, you know, maybe they find someone next year, but they think they got their guy, which we'll see. I mean, they're going to the SEC, which is a different breed, but Venables is definitely better than really anyone else they could have got. So I think it was pretty good for him.
And OSU loses a coach. Like
always.
So Ohio State.
Yeah, they refused to open the checkbook, and it cost them.
They should have paid
Jim
him
Knowles.
They should have paid him more than Gundy.
Jim Knowles is gone, and that hurts because OSU's defense was by far the best in the Big 12 and one of the best in the country. And it's probably not because of the athletes they had. It was probably because of the guy, you know, pulling the strings. But I mean, you got to have the athletes, but I mean, it's
a tough one.
It shows, you know, when you have a good defensive coordinator, you can tell, you know, it's the biggest difference in the world. But I liked him leaving, you know, because
of course you did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys loved Lincoln leaving, so
yeah, I'm a USC fan.
Yeah, with that 80th ranked recruiting class in the country. Yeah.
Don't care.
How about that?
Top 25 for OSU, I believe.
25.
Yeah, 25th. Highest Oklahoma State recruiting class ever.
It's insane. You love to see it.
At one point last week, OU was at 22. And also shout out to Matt for giving me this info. At 22 some point last week. And they were up to 9 at one point, and they finished yesterday at 10. Oklahoma State.
This is just the early, though, right?
Yeah, this is just early. Yeah, this is just early signing period.
A few more kids can sign, yeah.
OSU flipped an OU kid for the first time probably ever.
Santa Fe kid. Santa Fe kid receiver.
Yeah. OU also lost a 5-star to A&M last week. So
OSU made a splash in Oklahoma. I think OSU got all the good recruits out. I mean, we got the 4-star back, both 4-star backs, Brethren Presley, you know, and the other kid from Beggs. Got that 4-star receiver, his brother, the tight end, 4-star linebacker. I mean,
they did well.
Oklahoma.
I think they did well. Some other coaching changes that happened was obviously actually the 2 weeks ago when we were doing the pod, right after we got done, Notre Dame hired Marcus Freeman. That was, I mean, as soon as we got off of here. Mario Cristobal did go to Miami, like I said. Told y'all he was going to go to Miami, even though they had Blake James under contract. I knew Cristobal was pretty much a done deal there. Then Oregon turned around and hired Dan Lanning, Georgia's DC. So Georgia's losing a crucial part. I mean, Georgia's a lot like Alabama now. They just kind of they lose coordinators all the time, and they just bring in a new one. So it won't be that big of a deal. I'm actually really excited to do this next thing. So this year there are 44 bowl games, including the playoffs and the national championship game. We're gonna pick all 44 of them.
Let's do it, boys.
Every single one. So the way I did it was it's Wednesday. We're gonna pick every game between now and next Wednesday, because that's probably when we'll do this again. And that's the way we'll keep doing it from Wednesday to Wednesday. I believe there were 13 games getting picked. between now and next Wednesday, something like that. This is gonna be rapid fire, no elaboration, just who you got, run with it.
Who you got?
Yeah, who you got, go with it.
Yeah, these 13 games, not gonna lie, I know a solid maybe. I don't know if I know
player.
One player on all 13 of these.
Shedeur Sanders, Jackson State, baby.
Speaking of Jackson State, real quick before you get into this,
Travis Hunter.
Can we talk about what happened today?
Yeah, Travis Hunter went sick on mode.
The flip.
Biggest flip in history.
In
recruiting history. And I don't even think Jackson State was on his list. Me and Bri were talking about.
First number 1 recruit to ever go to an FCS school. Ever.
HBCU.
And hey,
HBCU. But what's weird to me is, so I think the HBCUs, it may be a new trend because Thon Maker's little cousin, Mature Maker, who was a 5-star ESPN Top 100, went to Howard last year. And I know Mikey has a HBCU in his top 10. So
I think he's gonna go to. Hasn't he committed to an HBCU?
He's made comments.
He's
made comments.
Okay, I know. Seen something here recently that he said going to an HBCU would mean like a ton to him. So I mean, we may see, and he's the number 1 recruit in that class, right? 23 class.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, no, I think
he's up there.
He's up there. He's moved up and down.
He's got the most hype though, credibility.
Yeah,
he's got like over 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah, but I mean, that dude just disrespected Florida State. Basically, put the hat on, took it off, threw it in the crowd.
I did it to Georgia as well.
Yeah, that's
as a secondary FSU fan, it hurts for sure.
Not a boss move. Yeah, me and Ross, our dad's a huge Florida State fan. You can see it in
Chris's background if you turn your head to
you can see it back there, little Florida State. Our dad's a huge FSU fan, so we kind of grew up in it. So it did hurt. It did hurt
for sure.
But let's get to these games. First up, the Bahama Bowl. Me and Jack are talking about this. Probably the best place to play a bowl game.
Oh yeah.
By far. Nassau, Bahamas. The Bahama Bowl.
Wow,
2 days,
that's
right?
Awesome.
2 days.
Awesome.
These first 2 games
are turned tonight. They're getting turned
2 days.
Bahamas.
Yeah, they are for sure. And it's 2 teams that have never seen anything like that. Middle Tennessee, the Blue Raiders, and the Toledo Rockets. I'll go first. I got the Rockets. Toledo's a 9.5-point favorite, by the way. I got Toledo.
I'll rock with the Rockets as well. I'm gonna go with Toledo.
I'll switch this up. I'll go Middle Tennessee just because there's a funny
guy. The Blue Raiders.
The Blue Raiders. Just because on TikTok there's a guy that does NCAA 14 little.
I know who you're talking about.
Little dynasty on there. So I'm gonna go with
you're gonna go with the Blue Raiders.
Tennessee. Yeah, exactly.
All right. We've got the Tail Greeter Cure Bowl. These bowl names are just getting worse and worse every year.
The Tail Greeter Cure, huh?
Yeah, the Tail Greeter Cure Bowl. Played in Orlando, Florida on Friday, December 17th. Northern Illinois and Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, 9.5-point favorite, Coastal Carolina. Jack, so you got?
I got Coastal. They've been pretty good recently. So
I got Coastal.
Yeah, Coastal all the way. I love their jerseys, love their colors, love their mascot.
The blue field.
It's awesome. Turquoise.
The roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. Boca Raton, Florida.
Should be called the Retirement Bowl.
Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers against Appalachian State. Appalachian State, 2.5-point favorite. Ross, go.
I got App State just because it's App State and they beat Michigan a long time ago.
20 years ago, they beat Michigan. That's why I'm picking.
That's why
App State.
Exactly. App State.
You got App State too?
Yep. App State.
I got Western Kentucky. You know why? Mike White, baby. That's why.
Mike White, the Hilltopper alum. Next up, one of my favorite names of the bowls, but not my favorite because the next one is Cricket Celebration Bowl. The Cricket Celebration Bowl played in Atlanta, Georgia. South Carolina State versus Jackson State. I have no idea how this is a bowl game because they're FCS teams. I didn't know FCS teams played in bowl games. But I got the Tigers. Jackson State.
I'm also going to go with Jackson State just because Deion. You know the vibes.
Yeah, I got Deion as well. Primetime. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. This right here is my favorite bowl name of them all. The PUBG Mobile Bowl.
Not even PUBG. PUBG Mobile.
They weren't good enough for PUBG. They had to roll out the mobile.
The mobile, yeah, for sure. And this is played in probably the worst location for a bowl game. And I've been to this location. I hated it. I will never go back. It's the armpit of the world. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Never going back. UTEP, the Miners versus Fresno State. Fresno State's a 13.5-point favorite. I got Fresno State in the PUBG Mobile Bowl.
PUBG Mobile one.
I'll also take Fresno in this one just because they are that big of a favorite. Not gonna lie, that's the only reason.
Yeah, I got Fresno as well. I think their quarterback's all right.
Not
Jake
bad.
Haener. Is his name Jake Haener?
Yeah, I think he's an early Heisman favorite, wasn't he?
Yeah, he threw for a bunch of yards. Like I think he got close to breaking either Joe Burrow's yardage record or his total touchdown.
I think it was total touchdown.
Total touchdown. Yeah. Next up, the Radiance Tech Independence Bowl played in Shreveport, Louisiana. A little bit of a home game here, almost, for the University of Alabama Birmingham, the UAB Dragons, playing against BYU. BYU's probably never seen a city like Shreveport, Louisiana.
Probably not.
BYU, 13th ranked team in the country, 7.5-point favorite. I got the Cougs.
Yeah, I also have BYU.
Well, I got a question. I'm also going to go with Cougs, but how is UAB playing them? Are they ranked 13? Is that correct on the script?
No, BYU is
BYU's
ranked. That's what
13.
I'm saying. So did UAB? Did they win their conference or something? Is that how they got in this game?
I don't know.
They must have. They must have been pretty good.
It's the Radiance Tech Bowl. Let's not forget
true.
that.
Yeah, I got I'll go different. I'll go UAB with an upset, just because, like Brett said, them kids from BYU ain't ever been like in a place in Louisiana. It's gonna throw them off. They're gonna get shivers down their spine.
And we're not talking just about Louisiana. We're talking about Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, Shreveport. So I'm gonna go with an upset just to do it. UAB.
I don't even know where I'm at. This list is long.
Eastern Michigan.
The Lending Tree Bowl. Tree Bowl. Eastern Michigan and Liberty. The Flames. Malik Willis. 8.5-point favorite for the Liberty. And Hugh Freeze, who coached a game last year from a wheelchair. Actually, a hospital bed. They rolled his hospital bed up to the press box, and he coached from it. I mean, for that, I got Liberty.
Balls. Yeah, I'll also take Liberty just because the quarterback, that kid's a stud.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's playing though, but I'm gonna go Liberty too. I hope he plays, but I know he's projected first round. Is he not? He's projected.
Yeah, I believe
he's one of the top quarterbacks. So we'll see if he plays. But Liberty also.
Next up, the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Didn't know that was a thing.
No way.
The Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Obviously played in Inglewood, California.
Obviously.
Utah State against Oregon State. Oregon State 6.5-point favorite. Ross, who you got?
I'll take Oregon State just because it's OSU and they're black and orange just like us. So OSU.
Jax.
I'm gonna go Utah State. That's where Jalen Warren's from. So
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about that.
I'm going with Oregon State as well, but respect to my to Darwin Thompson, NEO Golden Norseman. Went to school with that kid. He also went to Utah State, but I'm going with Oregon State. Next up, the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Home game, true home game for the Louisiana Raging Cajuns against Marshall and the Thundering Herd. I got Louisiana.
Yeah, I got the Lafayette as well.
I'll also take the Raging Cajun.
Yeah, this is 44 bowl games. What do you expect? Next up, the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Old Dominion, Tulsa, right here at home, Tulsa.
I'll take this one. Yeah. I'll go with that. I mean, hometown team. Yeah, exactly.
Tulsa. Old Dominion. Exactly. Old Dominion. The band says there is no such thing as a broken heart, but come Monday, December 20th, there will be such a thing as a broken heart. Tulsa.
I think that's where Taylor Heineke, the Green Lizard, may be from, is Old Dominion.
That's tough. I think he may be from, Green Lizard. Always giving love to the Green Lizard. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. This is a staple of the bowl season. The Idaho Potato Bowl. And this year, you know who's playing in that staple? The Kent State Golden Flashes and the Wyoming Cowboys. Wyoming 3.5-point favorites. I'm going with the Cowboys. Wyoming.
Yeah, I got Wyoming too. Josh Allen's from there, so shout out.
Yeah, exactly. I'll go Wyoming, but if I'm a player, even if you haven't played all 4 years and this might be your last time playing, I might not even play in this game. I might sit out.
I might not make the bus trip.
Yeah, like what's in Idaho?
Go to the job force. I'm not gonna lie. This one might call it quits for me.
Yeah, this may be the end of the road.
Yeah, and you think about it, because normally these guys, they get free stuff by going to these things,
Sacks of potatoes.
What are you gonna get for this? You're gonna get some
basically mashed
potato gear.
It's
like that kid a couple years ago at Arkansas. stealing some stuff at the
boat bowl.
Yeah, and then being in the boat bowl like a boss.
Yeah, like a boss. Next up, my favorite team in the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Bowl, the UTSA Roadrunners facing off against San Diego State. These two are conference champions, I believe. San Diego State's ranked 24th in the country. This game's a pick'em game. It's actually even spread, no line. Y'all know I got the Roadrunners. Y'all know I got UTSA.
The Roadrunners. Not raw. I'm gonna go San Diego State.
Yeah, I also agree. UTSA was undefeated for the longest time. I still don't know a single player for them, but I neither do the other team. But I'm also going to go San Diego State.
Just remember,
hate on Briss.
Just remember, their quarterback at one point was 69% completion. That's all you got to know.
Nice.
The last bowl game we're going to pick of the day is the Armed Forces Bowl. So there's going to be an Armed Forces team in this thing. It's Mizzou and Army. Army's a 3.5-point favorite, but I'm going with the Tigers. Mizzou.
Not raw. I'm gonna go Army. Go Army. Mizzou sucks. Mizzou's terrible.
Exactly.
Thank you for your service. TYFS. Thank you for your service. Army leads the league. TYFS.
Me and homies hate Missouri. Go Army. I hope they beat them by 60, even though they might throw it once.
Didn't they just get beat by Navy? They're coming off of a loss, a tough loss.
Did they get beat by Navy?
I think they did.
Was terrible this year.
Yeah, I think they did get beat by Navy.
On the fake punt. The fake punt was huge. The kid didn't even know it was going to him.
Yeah, did you not see that, Jax?
No, I didn't.
They just snapped it to the up man. Was not called. Was not a fake punt was not called. They snapped it to the up man.
Snapper said, I'm putting this game in my own hands. We're snapping to the up back.
I'm winning this thing. It was boss. It was boss. So we picked 13 bowl games tonight. We'll have quite a few between and we'll get some better games. We'll get some better games for the next one. We'll have some next week. We will pick for sure. We'll pick the OU game, OU Oregon. Iowa State Clemson is that next week. So there's some bigger games coming up than the PUBG Mobile Bowl.
What's wrong with the PUBG Mobile Bowl? What's wrong with that?
It's
they need to get the Fortnite Mobile Bowl going on.
They need to get the Fortnite Bowl going. Yeah, the Fortnite Bowl. I mean, I'm surprised it's not a thing.
An unlimited jug. Take the jug. Take the jug.
It's so boss. I mean, it's, Ross is trying to get a PS5, and all the OSU guys are getting them in the Fiesta Bowl. They're all just getting free PS5s in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl.
You hate this. This is why I can't get a P5.
Yeah, how you feel? Close side's got a P5 and you don't. How you feel?
Yeah, I hate to see it. I might just,
You might have to hit up Close Eyes.
Yeah, I might have to hit someone up, try to play. I know those college guys need some money like that, so I might snake a deal, finesse a deal.
No, not roll. So if we ever don't have a show again, it's probably Ross's fault. Just know that.
No, not roll.
But for the time being, until our next show, y'all go follow us on Instagram _Below Average Brothers, Twitter Below Average Brothers or Below Av Brothers. TikTok Below Average Brothers, Facebook Below Average Brothers, YouTube Below Average Brothers. Follow us all those places. This will be up on YouTube tomorrow. We're still trying to figure out. We were supposed to go YouTube live after the championship week games, but after OSU lost, that kind of put that in the I don't think those two woke up until like 3 p.m. and the selection show was at 11. So that did not happen, but we'll get it. We will get it at some point. And college football is coming to an end, so we're gonna have to find something else to talk about. But
hate to see it.
We're gonna figure it out. The NFL is still going strong. College basketball is about to get into conference play. So the NBA is still getting after it. So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna keep putting stuff out for y'all. But until next week, good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.